Hello everyone, thank you for joining me for another video. I appreciate it. You could have been anywhere in the world, but you are here with me. Let's get started. A lot of you have been messaging me on Twitter, and a few of you guys have been messaging me here on YouTube to find out what happened with one of the latest videos I had done after viewing a video from Crypto, Wendio, and Bleeding Crypto, where they talked about a project that I thought was too good to be true. Dollar.finance. Dollar.finance is a DeFi project. These things are popping up left and right, and a lot of people want to know what's going on with the little bit of buy-in that I put in a few days ago. Did it disappear? Has the amount grown? What's going on? So let's go ahead and take a look. All right, so here you guys can see my boardroom. You can see that I bought in using one Bolt share. I have one Bolt share staked. At the time, after you go through and you do all the conversions from BNB token to Bolt share stake, it came out to about $100. And so far on that $100 investment, or gamble really, I should say, over those last 4 days, I have now earned $6.09 in Bolt dollars. Now, it's my estimation, it's my assumption that these Bolt dollars are allegedly supposed to be valued at $1 real. So 4 days on a $100 investment, I've made $6. Not terrible, not great. There's an epoch that's in another 4 hours and 10 minutes and 44 seconds. Apparently you need to wait 3 of these epoch cycles, which is about 8 hours, before you can actually start to withdraw your claimed rewards, basically the interest, if you will, from your staked Bolt share. Now, again, looking at this, it's just like I said in the last video, this is very reminiscent of BitConnect. You know, you can either claim your rewards, you can restake them, you can take them out, but you have to buy an existing governance token. You know, I'll be honest with you, these projects don't really sit well with me, and even though it's only been 100, I'm actually kind of disappointed with the amount of money that has been gained in that, you know, in those 4 days. Now I understand that, you know, you only put in $100, so earning, you know, $6 in 4 days, you know, to some people may not be bad. And there's probably going to be some people out there that are looking at this and saying, well, if you would have invested more money, you would have earned more money. Yes, that is true technically, but also keep in mind that the goal here is to get back into profitability. So even if this number had been 1,000, the time at which it takes to gain 1,000, you know, is still going to be relatively the same amount of time. The way that you really win these kind of things, if you've got to figure out where these things are exactly going to be at, where they're going to be launched, and get in before the price of their governance token, if you will, reaches, you know, triple digits, even double digits. Even if you can get in for cents on the dollar, that's really what you want, because then your investment is going to be minimized. You'll be able to have more. And obviously, the more that you stake, the more you should gain in a shorter amount of time period. But once these things start to inflate in value, it takes longer to actually break even. That's why I'm not very bullish on this. And as it stands now, this is a very highly speculative. I can't even call it an investment, guys. It's a gamble. So, you know, I would not recommend this. I just don't have a tremendous amount of faith in this being around long term. So yeah, that's kind of what I wanted to bring to your guys' attention. Do I trust it? Absolutely not. Am I happy to see that, you know, we at least have $6 that have been earned? Honestly, maybe. I can't really even answer it, because we still have to figure out if in fact this is true to one actual dollar, like one Canadian dollar, one US dollar, you know, what actually is the value? Because a lot of times these finance projects will have their own valuation on the staking reward. So this may not actually be one-to-one as a real dollar. So, you know, that's just something I'm thinking about here. I would not feel comfortable putting any more money into this than I already have. Like I said before, I think the way that you really earn your sweet rewards, like the guy was saying, every 8 hours it pays him $1,000, is you got to get in early. And unfortunately, there's just no surefire way to find these things early enough and to be able to invest in order to have a decent return. I mean, you could have 17 of these things launch at one time, and you've got to pick a winner, right? I think there's probably a better way to allocate the funds that you're using in crypto to actually invest into worthwhile projects. that are going to yield you a little bit better return, maybe over a longer period, but they actually have more staying power. Now, if you already have a lot of your traditional allocations already made in the crypto space, then sure, maybe you find it necessary, maybe you find it okay to gamble on something like this, but that's just what it is. It's a gamble. We could come back to this next week and this whole entire thing could be gone. I could be out of, the $100 that it took me in order to buy one Bolt share, and I could be out of this, Bolt dollars, the 6 Bolt dollars that I'm seeing here. But again, just in the name of keeping things very objective, the overall, I guess, silver lining that I have here is when I got into this, it was about $99, $99, again, depending on when you go through and you do the conversion. So this is one of these, and it was $99. I basically had to spend, the equivalent of $99 in BNB to actually be able to get this token, and since then has actually appreciated in price to $119. So, I could easily take this out, get back everything I put into it, and be up a few dollars. We've got to see what this, converts over to. Sure, that's definitely a possibility. I could actually cash out of my Bolt dollars, see what that turns into in the Bolt the BAT share tokens or whatever these are called, BAT true shares, and then sell the whole thing on the Binance Smart Chain for $119 for one of these, plus any additional whatever $6 or so will get you. It's probably not going to be a whole lot. Like I said, I think the real win here, if you're trying to find one, is the actual price appreciation of the actual BAT true share. But maybe in another video, if you guys want to see it, we'll see what that looks like. We'll unstake everything, we'll claim the rewards, and we'll see what the conversion rate looks like. If you guys want to see that, leave me that comment in the comment section below. But yeah, this is kind of like what we talked about when we said we're going to be doing more DeFi, just to kind of see what exactly is going to be worth your while and what's not. All right, guys, and again, we talk about risk mitigation. We want to talk about where can we put a tiny amount of money for the most amount of upside. So here we have one of a more reputable project in the DeFi space, PancakeSwap.finance. You can see here that I actually have 5 pancakes that stake. And again, by the time I got in a Pancake, it was already, close to $8 or so. So, there's that. But again, I wanted to take a very, very small allocation, something that I could put in that if I lost it, I really wouldn't be upset, because I think whenever you're investing, it's important to remain true to a few principles. Don't invest money that you can't stand to lose. Don't invest any money that you need in the next 5 minutes. And just if you're unsure about a project, but you kind of want to go in and see what it's about, go in with a very small allocation, because again, a lot of these principles, they remind me a lot of BitConnect, where you kind of have to put up money and wait for it to do what it's going to do. So I took 5 cake tokens, if you will. And this was probably, 3 weeks ago at this point. And I staked them in PancakeSwap. And if we go to the exchange, we can see here. Oh, no, not the exchange. Go back. It's actually, it's right here. We can see that in that time, I've only earned 0.339 cake, which is the equivalent of $3.86. Of course, cake has been down as of late with Bitcoin kind of doing what it's doing, but you see here the price is only $11.38. So let's actually go ahead and do the math, and we'll be able to see exactly how much that is here. So we've got, what was it, 0.339 times 1138. Okay, so clearly, I don't know, it's been a long day and I had a little bit of a brain fog moment. So yeah, so if we actually just take that $3.85 and we divide it by the price there, 1138, that's going to tell us that we only have 33, basically 33% of a cake. So 3 weeks, not even half a cake. Again, I just think there's better places for your money to be invested in terms of actually generating a good return. Now, I will say this. Here's the beautiful thing about this, right? Let's go back over to PancakeSwap. If PancakeSwap is in fact the real deal, the legitimate, place where you can actually grow your coin, it's not going to hurt just to kind of let this run in the background, right? Maybe even add some more. But again, you need to be finding these things early on. That's why I think things like Polkadot are going to be huge. I think things like what Matic is doing in terms of creating out, their own dexes, their own swaps, these things are going to be huge, because now that everybody's paying attention, if you can get to these projects early enough, let's look and see what Cake was, some time ago. Say 180 days ago. Here we are. So October 2020, it was 65 cents. 65 cents. Everybody's got 65 cents. You could have easily put 100 or 200 bucks into that. 100, 200 bucks into that, got 307 tokens. If you were really feeling ambitious and maybe you believe in the multiplier of 10, say you wanted 1,000 tokens. I think that, what is that, 650? 650 divided by 0.65. Yeah, that's 1,000. Okay, so now you would have had 1,000 tokens. You would have been ready to stake when the platform launched, and you would have been doing way better than actually only earning 33% of a Cake token over like a month, basically. Okay. Now, granted, I'm only staking this. I'm not actually providing liquidity. Liquidity has its own issues that you need to deal with, its own set of risks that you need to be comfortable with in terms of impermanent loss. Because if your governance token and, say in this case, your BNB don't stay in sync, they don't go up the same percentage at the same time, you're going to have what's known as impermanent loss. And one of your tokens is going to become significantly worth less than the other one. Yet at the same time, the other one may actually increase in value. But the name of the game is you want those two to remain in balance the duration that you're staking. It's a lot harder than said than done. But if you can make that happen, you're going to actually make a lot of money. That's why you have people jumping from platform to platform, yield, chasing yield. So I think, I don't know, some in the time that I've had this Cake staked, I could have actually left this in BNB and actually gained the price appreciation of the BNB token when it started going on its run. Instead, I've taken away from the BNB. I've got it in Pancake, and Pancake has just been kind of stagnant. So you really have to pick and choose your battles. You really have to know where you're comfortable with. Maybe you do like a split allocation. I'm going to have some in BNB. I'm going to have some in Cake, and I'm just not going to touch the actual BNB allocation. But again, guys, this should really only be if you already have, some of your already long-term positions already set, because doing it this way, look at it like this. Cake is down 7%, over 7.5%. And Binance Coin is only down, like literally down to 1% less. But this is just today. Over the last few days, it's actually been kind of moving, going up and down. But Cake has just been kind of sitting stagnant. So there's a little bit of a cost of a foregone opportunity that you've got to be mindful of. So just to recap, the amount of money that has been gained on Bolt Dollar, not really too impressed with. They could absolutely exit scam here at any given point in time. So again, I don't really have too much faith in this. My advice would be to find something like this in its beginning stages while the coins are relatively cheap, and get into it if you must. Frankly, I think it's just a better idea to stay away from these altogether. These are more gamble than they are investment. Also, if you're going to find an aggregate like PancakeSwap, again, you need to find it early on. Even though Pancake is probably one of the more legitimate ones, you need to be able to find it early on in order to gain volume and have that multiplier of 10 working in your favor. Because again, this has been staked. 5 pancakes staked for literally like almost a month, and it's only generated me $3.85. Granted, I only took a small allocation, but again, this is all about risk. If everything that I have here and everything that I've put into Bolt just went away tomorrow, I really wouldn't be too pressed about it. But I know there's people out there that are dumping hundreds, if not thousands of dollars into these things, hoping on a moonshot. Keep in mind, even though I've only quote unquote invested $100 here, and it's only provided me with $6 over the last 4 days, even if I put in more money at that same time, I wouldn't be farther ahead in terms. I would have earned more money, yes, but the ratio of money that I've earned to money that I started with would still be the same. With these things, it's all about being able to get your principal out and being able to ride on the house money. And I don't know at this stage in the game if you're going to be able to do that with something like Bolt Dollar. Pancake, you might be able to feed this monster over time and have it worth your while, but you really have to be watching the market to see what is Binance Coin doing in comparison to PancakeSwap and try and catch this on somewhat of a significant dip. I don't know. I just kind of feel like that time has passed. So my advice, if you're going to do this liquidity yield farming, try to find it on an aggregate that's brand new, one that you have vetted, one that you have gone through the code. And if you don't know how to vet the code, do a research on it, make sure it doesn't have migrator functions or author, key swaps or anything like that, and try to get it on one of the up and coming platforms, something like a Polkadot or Matic here moving forward, because again, those are probably going to be the best places to give you the most amount of upside potential. If you are in fact going to stay on the Binance Smart Chain, again, you're going to need to vet the code, but you can definitely do that. Maybe I'll put together a video for you guys to let you know where you can find new projects. Now, these projects, they may not be valid. They could totally be rug pulls, but at least I can show you where you can find them in case one does actually end up panning out. So if that's something that you guys want to see, leave that in the comment section below. I appreciate you guys for joining me for this follow-up video. We'll keep checking in on Bolt Dollar. Again, I don't really have a whole lot of faith in it. It's just gambling at this point. But yeah, I appreciate you guys for joining me. If there's something else I can talk to you guys about, let me know in the comment section below. See you in the next one. Peace.